Evening. This is going to be very, very short and to the point regarding Odin, which over the course of history, as the etymology of words have happened, we eventually got from Woden's dog up to Wednesday, kind of through Proto-Germanic languages. When I talk about the Greek gods, at some point, we'll talk about Hermes, who also, as his day is Wednesday. We'll kind of talk about some of the similarities and the differences a little bit with that, because there are some. Odin himself is also known as the Allfather, is the head of the Norse gods. Kind of, I wouldn't do a direct correlation between Odin and Zeus or another, patriarchal deity for the head of gods, but just to give you some similarities in terms of how we kind of group these things for the ease of understanding them. He would be the head of the gods. Thanks to modern day magic of movie making, I think we all tend to have that ideal portrait of him in mind, of how he would talk and so forth. And definitely a lovely job of acting. Yet, however, if you start to research Odin, you'll find some of the early drawings that were done that almost to me are a little bit more reminiscent of what we see with Tolkien's Gandalf. So when you're looking, don't look at that and be like, oh my God, that looks nothing like the person who played him. Movie magic has taken liberties. Generally, he's seen with his two ravens and two wolves. His colors, in terms of dealing with when you're going into ritual, would be black, gray, or a deep cobalt blue. Symbols for him are wolves, ravens, wildcats, and spears. Ultra suggestions are like pipe tobacco, or pipe tobacco in it. Sometimes it's seen as smoking on a long reed pipe. 9 sacred herbs, ash leaves, not leaves, parsley, woad, horehair, periwinkle. His runes that you could use on the altar would be Ansus, Wun, Ho, Gebo, and Othala. Again, I have other friends that are strict in terms of their paganism, and so this is all they live in, and they are probably much better at pronouncing some of these runes. So if you do have pronunciation guides, please feel free to drop that in the notes section so that other people know how to pronounce these, especially when they're looking for them online. Food and drink suggestions would be a good quality alcohol. Mead is probably preferred. That's what I've used in the past. A good red wine, or you could use whiskey or another really good hard liquor. We've used cognac in the past. A red meat or a salmon. You could use spear-like vegetables. You can also make a service or donation in the name of Odin. And I don't mind going and telling people, again, I'm in here in the name of Odin, although that would be rather amusing, but because he's seen as, the father of battle and the war, and he's one of the gods over war, being the head of the family, you could serve at your, things related to the military, to veterans, especially serving older veterans, would be a service to showing reverence to the All-Father. In terms of a little bit more about Odin himself, we know that he has lost an eye, and that he did hang himself from Yggdrasil as a sacrifice to save the world. So definitely a god, definitely worth getting to know. As with any kind of, all gods should be respected, and when you are going before someone with kind of who's leading it all, there's a sort of reverence that goes up. Lots online though for your setups and things like that. Um, how to make your own ruins and so forth. Um, it's definitely a very interesting path in terms of how Odin speaks. He's not very direct in my relationship, and yet I have told people before, because I go across pathways. I'm not sure if that has something to do with that. That's just my personal experience. I have heard tales of people saying that they've seen him, be walking past a field and see the old man in the field, and then the old man is gone, kind of letting you know that he is there. Again, as always with my videos, these are just kind of to get your mouth wet, to go research some more on your own, to be a little bit familiar. Some days I'm more talkative than others. This is one of those quiet. It has definitely been a very busy Woden's Day, and I have gotten to the end of the day, and now what I want to do is be able to go rest after talking to my daughter this evening. So I will bid you good night, and please go research, and don't be afraid of Odin. He may come off as being gruff, but he's definitely a good father. Blessings.